Most motorcycle accidents happen in front of the rider. So when we're riding, the majority of our focus should be directed on what's happening in front of us and not focused on what's happening behind us. But that does not mean that we can totally ignore what's happening behind us either. This week on MCrider, we'll talk about strategies and tips to help protect your six, especially when you come to a stop at a red light. So here's a tip you hear me say all the time, but it makes a huge difference. And here's another example of how it helps. Following distance, your distance between you and the vehicles in front of you. If you're right on the bumper of that car in front of you, then every mistake that driver in front of you makes becomes your problem as well. So you've got to learn that if they slam on the brakes, then guess what? You're emergency braking too. If you tailgate on your motorcycle, you're giving your safety and control up to that driver in front of you and all of the drivers in front of them as well. A little bit of space between you and the cars in front of you can make a huge difference in your ability to stay out of the drama that happens in front of you. It helps you see further up the road, and it gives you time to adjust on your motorcycle rather than having to react at the last second, just giving yourselves 2 to 3 seconds of following distance under ideal conditions. At stop signs, you also want to stop far enough back from that car in front of you so that you've got room to maneuver. If you're too close to that car in front of you when you stop, then you're giving your safety up to the driver behind you in this instance, because if they're distracted or fail to see the stop, then you're trapped between them behind you and that car in front of you because you're right on their bumper. And that's not a good place to be. Another technique is to stop in the left or the right-hand side of the track. So the left track of the vehicle in front of you or the right track of the vehicle in front of you. And that gives you an opportunity for escape. And the side that you want to pick is determined upon where the best escape route is between you and the vehicle in front of you. If all things were equal, though, my preference is to stop on the driver's side of that vehicle in front of you so they can not only see you in the rear view mirror, but if they happen to look out their side mirror, they can see you and you can see them as well. But if the escape lane is more open to the other side, so if you have to get to the passenger side of the vehicle, I'm going to give up a little bit of visibility in order to have a way of escape if I need it. Here's another key point. You want to get in the habit of using your mirrors every time you touch the brake or roll off the throttle. So my general practice is if I'm getting ready to reach for that brake, I'm giving a quick glance down at that mirror to see what's going on behind me. And if I've got a car directly behind me, that may affect how I brake at the light coming up ahead. You know, this has got to be a habit that you do on a motorcycle and, for that matter, a car. If I slow down, I want to know what's going on behind me before I begin to brake, especially if I'm having to brake aggressively. Also, remember, on a motorcycle, we can roll off the throttle and use engine braking to slow down considerably. But remember, that's not activating the brake light on your motorcycle, so it's not giving a warning to that vehicle behind you. So even rolling off the throttle, if there's some engine braking going on, you want to glance down at that mirror to see what's going on behind you so that you know best how to roll off the throttle or to stop. Now here's another big one that I see all the time. You want to keep the motorcycle in gear when you come to your stop. The worst possible stop you can make is to stop directly in the center of the lane, right on the bumper of the car in front of you, just 2 feet back, and then shift your motorcycle into neutral. But I see stops like that all over the DFW area all the time. A rider who does this is just waiting for the statistics to catch up to them to be involved in a crash, and probably a fairly significant crash if they get trapped between 2 vehicles. These riders are going to blame distracted drivers, tailgaters, and a host of other bad habits on cars around them and never realize that their riding habits that they've been riding with for years and years probably contribute to the problem that they just faced. I had a rider tell me one time that he doesn't keep it in gear because it puts wear on the clutch. Well, that's not true. If you squeeze in the clutch lever, what you're actually doing is separating the clutch plates so that they're not rubbing up against each other or even keeping in contact. So I explained this to the rider, and he said, yeah, but what about the clutch cable? It puts stress on the clutch cable by keeping the clutch squeezed in. You know, this kind of logic makes no sense to me at all when it makes a difference in your safety out on the street. So my reply to him is, well, your butt's in the seat of your motorcycle, your weight's on the shocks and the tires, your hands are on the handlebars. All of that's putting wear on the motorcycle. Do you dismount your motorcycle at stoplights so you don't put additional wear on the seat, the shocks, the tires, and all of the other components of your motorcycle? Well, no. You ride a motorcycle and you use the features of the motorcycle to make you a better and safer rider, and use the clutch. Keep the bike in gear. It makes a difference in your safety at stoplights, and it's ridiculous to worry about wear and tear on your motorcycle for something, you know, that minute in that kind of situation. Another tip you can use is to flash your brake light. So reach out with that front brake, and then, you know, once you've come to a stop, flash that brake light a few times to help the driver behind you see you. But there's also a product from a company called Signal Dynamics. They make something that's easy to install in a brake light module. It's called a back off. And once you've got that installed, anytime you go to the brakes, it's going to cause your brake lights to strobe. I've installed these on a few different motorcycles. Again, it's an easy install, but you'll want to research a little bit and find out what is involved on your motorcycle. But if you can connect a few wires, it's fairly easy install. You can go to mcrider.com/backoff to see more details on this product. See if they've got one that works for your motorcycle. And it's an easy install, like I said, and once it's on there, you can forget about it. And your brake lights, you know that your brakes are strobing, that it's bringing attention to the vehicles behind you every time you come to a stop. I highly recommend it. Another thing, when you're pulling up to a stop, and you're in the left or the right side. So if you pull up to your stop, if at the last minute you kind of angle your motorcycle a little ways so your front tire is pointed towards the escape route, that's going to do two things. One, if that car behind you doesn't stop, you're already pointed in the right direction to get away from the vehicle behind you. And two, by stopping like this rather than like this, you're going to open your profile up a little bit to the vehicle behind you and make you more visible to them, you know, so that they can see you easier. The thing is, you don't want to stop with your handlebars turned. Remember, that's an easy way to drop your motorcycle. So you want to get pointed in the right direction, then straighten the handlebars up, come to your nice, easy stop, but giving yourself, one, pointed in the direction you want to escape, and two, opening your profile up. Doesn't have to be a great degree that you're turn the motorcycle in the roadway, but just a little bit is going to help that car behind you open your profile up to them so that they can see you better. So I hope these tips have helped. If you got any comments or ideas, leave a comment down below. If you enjoy this channel and you enjoy what I do here at MCrider, it means a lot to me if you would become a member. In fact, that's the only way I can keep this thing going. Members support this channel and make it possible for me to release weekly videos like this. So go to mcrider.com/member. You can get access to forum and the field guide, a whole lot of other perks. Just check out all the perks that you get from membership, and just know that by doing that, you're supporting me and my family and my ability to continue making videos just like this. Till next week, guys, it's Kim with MCrider, and I'll see you on the road. There's a whole lot more to MCrider than just the weekly videos. Go to mcrider.com/member. You'll get instant access to the forums and the field guide. You get ad-free MCrider videos and a whole lot more. Go to mcrider.com/member for all the details.